evening and welcome to this edition of the News Leader on 6. I'm Jim Fuller. In tonight's news, the Telehoma Wildcats head to the state for a football championship game in Chattanooga this weekend. Telehoma's official Christmas tree has been lit and the city is getting a new mural this week. We'll have these stories and more on tonight's News Leader on 6.
I got a tour and I saw all the things and I was so excited about them. And she took me to the movie theater and it had red chairs. This is a done deal and I like it.
We have so many activities here that you just can't keep up with them all. We have exercise, we have coloring, we have crafts.
It's charming, it's attractive, it's very comfortable. It was one of the best decisions of my life.
There's a lot of talk about the risks associated with the COVID-19 vaccine, but the reality is, it's safer than going for a run. Give it a shot. Find a free appointment today at covid19.tn.gov.
Welcome back. Telehoma High School head football coach John Olive speaks about the strength of this year's team and some of the accomplishments.
Players, I'm so proud of them. I told them last night, I said, you guys have discovered what all coaches try to discover, and that's team chemistry. You all have it. And I said, if I knew how to can it, I would, because it's the most valuable product in team sports is team chemistry.
Team chemistry.
And these guys have got team chemistry. They got that talent and ability as well. They're good. You know, I've always said Jimmys and Joes win football games. Coaches lose them most of the time.
Right.
But Jimmys and Joes win them. And we've got good Jimmys and Joes, but they've discovered that unique thing called team chemistry.
Right.
And it just shows itself over and over and over. And, you know.
And they're strong.
They're very strong. It's the strongest football team I've ever been around. If you want to go down to that weight room and look up at that board where all their lifts, maxes are listed, it'll blow your mind. You know, these guys that played back in the day and talked about how strong, they're not even close.
No.
These guys, I'm just telling you. Coy Sis and Larry Campbell and Whitney Darlington Morris, Whitney Morris, they do a great job in conditioning our athletes and working to get them stronger, more flexible. It's incredible what they've been able to do.
Right. And
these guys obviously have bodies that can get strong. And like you got Logan Crouch. Logan Crouch benches 415 pounds. Now you just think about how much that is. We've got 11 or 12 players that are 300-pound benchers or above. We got 3 that are 400-pound benchers or above. And we've got 2 more that are knocking at the door.
Yeah.
Power cleans. We got about 19 that are 225 or above, and we've got a handful that are 300 and above in the power clean. Jackson Sheffield broke a personal record this week, 500-pound squat.
Whoa!
I'm just telling you, it's incredible. I think there were 24 records that we broke this week. We keep a record of it. We can tell you in week 1 how many records we set, personal lift records, and there's no taking time off in season and trying to just maintain or whatever. We work all the way through the season. And as we've gone through the season, we have got young men that were benching 275, 280 that are now 305, 310 while they play football. Some of them, you know, you get an injury here or there that puts you behind, but there's others that are that week are making progress. And when you get back healthy, we try to get you to start making that progress again. And those guys have done a great job, and our kids have bought into it. And not only in football, we've got them. Of course, we got the majority of the basketball team playing football right now. But our baseball players, our softball players, soccer, volleyball was working down there this summer with Whitney, and I'm just telling you, it's marvelous what they've got going on.
Yeah. We'll be right back after these messages.
MacArthur Manor Assisted Living is passionate about creating better experiences for our Manchester seniors. Our residents describe us in a few words.
Welcoming.
When you walk through the doors at MacArthur Manor, we'll treat you like family.
Caring.
Through high standards of personalized care, we help residents live life to its fullest.
Engaging.
With a wide range of life-enriching activities, there is something for everyone at MacArthur Manor. With our residents and staff now vaccinated, call us today to schedule your safe and personalized tour.
Welcome back. Former Telehoma City Schools Director Don Embry stopped by the John Olive Fifth Quarter Show last Saturday and talked about hiring Coach John Olive 29 years ago.
Playing NBA one night, and I forget what that famous football coach at NBA was there for 20, 30 years.
Owen. Coach Owen.
Tommy Owen, yeah. And they had brought team tell we were 0-5, and we were playing I don't know, either 5th game or 6th game. We were just getting beat terribly. Getting knocked down. Our boys didn't even know how to block properly, and every one of them was on the ground. I thought, I got to do something. So I started talking to people around the state as to who were the good coaches to look at. And so I had a list of about 17, 18 names. And I had one right at the top. And so called to see if he'd be interested in the interview. He was hesitant, but he so we met with the boy at a motel in Athens, Tennessee, and interviewed him. Was it Athens?
It was Athens, Holiday Inn Express.
And I took J. Patrick Welsh with me.
Oh, by the way, and he's over here hiding in the corner. Mr. High Tech Welch is over here. School board chairman.
I felt like I needed somebody in the community that want to get started with a booster club and get things going that way. So we interviewed for about 4 or 5 hours, and Jay Patrick and I left, and I told Pat in the car, I got to have that boy. And so called and offered him a job, and he wanted to think about it a while. And they wanted, what'd you do, go on vacation?
State championships were coming up.
Well, okay, we agreed to meet again at Trenton, Georgia.
Yes.
And I forget what was that?
I had my grandmother had passed away, so we met there in Trenton as I was coming back up out of Alabama. And, but I had come over the state championship weekend. I came over and visited here in Telehoma for a few hours. Cherie and I looking around town and looking at the high school and so forth, and talking some more with Dr. Embry.
And that's another story that is interesting to tell. Jim Pearson and Mr. Moore.
Cousy Moore.
Cousy
Moore. Well, we're trying to find out who I was talking to and who was talking. And they were cruising the parking lot every day, seeing if there's any out of town cars. And they went by, and there was a car there from Blount County. And they called up Maryville High School and said, want to talk to John Olive. Well, he's not here to imagine that. So they knew who we were going to go after before I did, almost. But anyway, we met at Trenton, Georgia, and took Sleepy McKenzie with me, and offered him the job. And Sherry was really the one that made the decision, because she had a real good job at the airport.
At the airport.
And he was going to have to take a cut in pay to come. So they thought about it. Anyway, they decided to come. So they did. Well, we started the season out. What year was that?
93.
Huh?
93.
93. And they were 0-10 in 92. And I remember one player that was on both of those teams was Woody Dillahay.
That's correct.
I don't remember the others, you know them. But I remember Woody being on that team. And we went 5-0 first 5 games of the season. And I went over to see John at practice one day, and I just wanted to compliment him and congratulate him on being 5-0. I said, "You've done everything that I wanted you to do." And he bristled. He didn't like what I said, because he was wanting a state championship, and I could tell that from his attitude. But anyway, we went on and had a good season, and
29 years later, we're going to go after a state championship.
Just took me a long time to get there.
Telehoma Board of Education Chairman Kim Usselton received a high honor recently as she was named to the Tennessee School Boards Association's All-Tennessee School Board. During its annual convention in Nashville, the TSBA named 4 individuals to this year's All-Tennessee School Board. The announcement that Usselton was selected came during an awards ceremony on Saturday, November 20th. Following the announcement, Usselton said, quote, "I was very proud to be nominated for the award, but to actually be recognized as a 2021 All-School Board recipient is very special to me. I am incredibly passionate about public education, particularly Telehoma City Schools. The true honor for me is having the opportunity to serve our community as a board member and to work with outstanding school leaders, phenomenal educators, and the very best students," end quote. Members of the All-Tennessee School Board are selected by a panel of judges based on certain criteria. To be considered, nominees must have achieved Level 4 in the TSBA Boardsmanship Awards program. Additionally, they must have had quality service in the previous 12 months. Nominees also needed to participate in board development activities in the last 12 months and have specific accomplishments at the local Board of Education level during their term on the board. Lastly, these individuals considered for the State School Board Award had to be involved in leadership activities at the local, regional, or state level. The award is probably the greatest state award that a school board member can receive, said TCS board member Pat Welch. Kim is an absolute tireless worker who always has the best interest of students in her mind. To me, she is extremely deserving of this award. There were only 4 nominations this year, so she is considered one of the state's top 4 school board members. That speaks volumes about her character. TCS Director of Schools, Dr. Katrine Stevens, echoed Welsh's sentiments. In her 2 years in Telehoma, Dr. Stevens said she's been blessed to work alongside Usselton. Her love of education and her commitment and loyalty to Telehoma City Schools is unsurpassed. Partnering with her on the important work of educating our children will go down as one of the most energizing and rewarding experiences of my career. I'm extremely thankful for the work that she and the rest of the Telehoma City School Board of Education put in to help our students and our community. Joining Usselton on the All-Tennessee School Board is Fayetteville's Mark Clark, Crockett County's John Cole, and Clarksville-Montgomery County's Jimmy Garland. Clark was additionally chosen as the 2021 Tennessee School Board Member of the Year C. Hal Hennard Distinguished Service Award winner. With that honor, Clark will serve as chairman of the Tennessee School Board. Stay with us. More news is coming up in just a moment.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. It's a Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
Welcome back. The Telehoma Christmas Parade is this weekend, but last weekend, Andrew Todd stopped by Caboose Park for Telehoma's official Christmas tree lighting ceremony. Andrew brings us this video.
This is it was Laura's husband, George Orr, who was the mayor of Telehoma, and a really good guy. And your father and the grandfather, and we're celebrating the tree. This tree started down at Wilkins, at the Wilkins house on Atlantic Street, and the tree died. And so George loved the tree, and Tessa, you used to go and visit the tree.
See the tree, yeah.
Every year?
Everybody
went to see the tree. So this is in honor of George because he wanted the tradition to still be around. And Miss Floyd doesn't like to light the tree, so
I think Christmas is for children.
so she has picked this young man to light the tree. What's your last name?
Robertson.
Wow.
Yes.
And what grade are you in?
7.
And what school do you go to?
Homeschool.
Right. Is your mom a good teacher?
Yes.
you know, Christmas is coming too. She's a very good teacher. Okay, very good. All right. Shall we count down from? Shall we count down from 3, 2, 1, and you're going to hit those buttons?
No, it's like count from 100. So.
Yeah,
right, sure.
These 2. Ready? Say. All right. What, you want to what? You want to do it from 10? So let's compromise. Let's go 8. Okay.
Ever the real thing.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Merry Christmas!
Almost Christmas. Yay! Yeah, that's what she said, yeah. See, they got rid of it all over.
Thank you all for coming. Thank Miss Walters.
Take care, all right? Good to see you.
This week, Telehoma residents will see a new mural pop up in the downtown quarter. Last summer, the nonprofit DMA Events applied for and received an Arts Build Communities grant through the Tennessee Arts Commission on behalf of the Coffee County Literacy Council. Ascend Federal Credit Union stepped in to provide the additional funding needed to move the project forward. DMA Events President Kristen Luna, a Telehoma native, said, quote, Ascend has always been such a presence, had such a presence in this community and does a lot of good for so many local organizations. We're thrilled to team up with the company on the positive piece promoting literacy in both my hometown and theirs, end quote. The Literacy Council was founded in 1988 with the guiding purpose to provide education for those who don't have a high school diploma, as well as supply resources and materials like books to the schools in Coffee County. 2 years ago, the council launched a program in the county jail to provide classes to the incarcerated, many of whom were without a high school diploma. To date, more than 100 inmates have successfully completed the course and graduated. When they leave prison, they have a credential to help them get a job, which aids their families and the local economy while simultaneously reducing recidivism. Recently, the Bookshelf, the public-facing arm of Coffee County's Literacy Council that funds many of the nonprofit efforts, was relocated to the city-owned building with low visibility along the railroad in April of this year. In September, Luna and her partner, Scott Van Velsler, put a fresh coat of paint on the second-hand bookstore building and adjoining cinder block wall, which is owned by Sharon and Norman Blair of Memories Antique. The Blairs have been partners in previous mural projects and have again donated their wall for this community public art. In turn, DMA tapped Eric Moby Bass to paint a literature-themed mural as a way to spread awareness about the work the bookshelf is doing for literacy. Ascend's president and CEO said that their hometown is Telehoma, and they have tremendous pride in this city, and that this mural marks our downtown area even more, makes our downtown area rather, even more beautiful and encourages literacy, a worthy and beneficial cause. Painter Eric Moby Bass is one of the most prolific artists in the Southeast. His artistic process began as a child, rooting from real-life experience and heartbreak. Now his primary sources of inspiration for his richly diverse subject matter comes from being a father as well as exploring nature, hiking, and rock climbing. His art is characterized by a realistic portraiture and a playful use of light sources. Moby's works are displayed in several private residences throughout the world, as well as on hundreds of public walls in Nashville and other cities across the United States. This will be his third mural in Coffee County for DMA events. Newsleader's Philip Scoggins stopped by the bookshelf on Wednesday evening to see the mural being sketched out on the building and brings us this video of him speaking with Moby.
Moby Warner, who is working on the mural here. We're on Wednesday night, but on Thursday and Friday you can come by and actually see the finished work, right?
Yeah, Friday evening, potentially Saturday morning I'll be working, but we're going to try to wrap it up Friday night.
Okay. Well, how many murals have you done?
A lot. Hundreds.
Really? Okay. Well, what got you into painting murals?
Well, I've been painting all my life. I started doing graffiti as a teen, and I guess people liked the graffiti I was doing, so someone asked me if I could do some characters in their store, and I did a gym, and then kind of word of mouth. It just kind of progressed from there, but it all started from graffiti.
Great. And you're actually from the area, aren't you?
I'm from Nashville.
Oh, okay. All right.
Born and raised.
Okay. But you have family in this
Yeah,
area?
I have some family in Telehoma.
Okay. And so what is your theme for this? We won't give away the whole thing. We're just showing a little corner.
Yeah, it's the theme was very broad, literature, which is so broad it could be anything, a good book. And I was inspired by my son. He's 16 months old. He was reading one of his favorite books. Well, not reading, but looking at one of his favorite books, Chicka Chicka ABC. So I captured what I thought was an amazing reference for this mural. So that's kind of the base of it. And then we're going to get a little more whimsical with it, kind of using his imagination, because obviously he doesn't read. So
okay.
Yeah.
Well, so you mentioned spray paint. Is this going to be spray paint, or will it be brush, or what?
It'll be spray paint, about, I'd say 95% spray paint. We couldn't find the exact color of spray paint we needed for the letters, so probably going to mix our own colors for the letters and use brushes and rollers. But
okay. And do you work by yourself, or do you have somebody help you?
Typically, I work by myself, but this time I brought my friend and fellow artist Folic out here, who's also done several murals in Telehoma, and we've done a collaborative mural here as well. Typically, it's by myself.
Okay. Well, great. Well, we look forward to seeing the finished work, and thanks for coming out and painting for us.
Awesome. I appreciate you having me.
We'll be right back after these messages.
The Bookshelf in Telehoma is the fundraising arm of the Coffee County Literacy Council. Since 1988, the Literacy Council's goal and purpose has been to support and promote adult basic education in Coffee County. We enable individuals to complete their high school equivalency exam, which helps them get better jobs or continue into higher education. The Bookshelf at 114 Southwest Atlantic Street in Telehoma is where we sell used books, which are donated to us by the community. Come see us, bring your books to donate, and join us as you find every genre of books that you can imagine.
Welcome back. Through a collaborative effort between Academic Affairs and Workforce's Motlow Train Division at Motlow College members can participate in free Google IT Support Professional Certificate training. Motlow Cyber Defense instructor Walter McCord said, quote, "This online training program provides the skills you need for an introductory level job in IT support, such as a help desk analyst with no relevant experience required. The course gives you a micro-credential and a competition badge you can put on your resume, end quote. Those who complete the training will also receive 6 credit hours at Motlow. After completion, individuals can take the CompTIA A+ exams and an industry standard certification for information technology. This valuable benefit can build IT foundations and prepare those who complete the training complete the training for high-wage entry-level positions in the information technology field. Trainees will learn in-demand skills that will have them job-ready in less than 6 months. Joey Rich, Assistant Vice President of Workforce Development at Motlow, said, quote, "Any chance we can get to take advantage of free industry credential training that will lead to career-sustaining employment is a win. The Google IT support staff training is one of those opportunities that can not only expand an individual's content knowledge, but will grow their capacity for future training and future career opportunities," end quote. Users can start instantly and learn on their own schedule. According to Course ERA, the company that conducts the training, within the last 12 months there have been more than 340,000 U.S. job openings in IT with a $50,800 average entry-level salary in IT support. For more information, you can email Motlow Workforce at mscc.edu or call 931-393-1760 or visit mscc.edu. Stay with us. Your weather forecast is coming up next.
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program and are now completely, handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Telehoma.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1982 at 72 degrees. The record low was in 1960 at 15 degrees. Average high on this day is 55 and the average low is 34. Clouds are moving in tonight with a low expected of around 43. Mostly sunny weather in the forecast for Friday with a high of 69 and a low of 48. On Saturday, mostly cloudy weather continues in the forecast with a high of 64 and a low of 46. And last but not least, this Friday, a Wildcat Community Pep Rally will be held from 2:30 until 3 p.m. at Wilkins Stadium. This will be a memorable time as the Telehoma community comes together to get our team revved up before they depart for Chattanooga to play in the 4A state championship game. In preparation for the rally, students will be released from school early at 2:15 p.m. And that's it for tonight's newsletter. We remind you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.